Hello, everyone. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you are having a fantastic day. I'm your host, Victor, and welcome to another DoFinder webinar. Today, we are joined by WordPress and WooCommerce expert, freelance designer, and technical SEO specialist, Mr. Simon Harper.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing?
I'm good. Very excited. Thank you for having me.
Amazing, brilliant. So Simon has prepared an amazing presentation today for us. So I'm really looking forward to it. So if you are ready, Simon, it's all yours.
Here we go. I'm going to try and share my screen. Okay, so hopefully you can see my slides.
I can, yeah.
Excellent. So I'm really excited to get stuck in, and there's questions I believe that people can ask along the way. So feel free to drop those in. I'm just going to do a brief introduction for myself. So let's get started. Okay, so 1.6 million, that's the money I've helped my clients generate in sales. And one of the ways I've done this is with DoFinder. It's a phenomenal search engine, an internal product search engine that I've come across. And it has just changed WooCommerce for me and for my clients. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. A little bit about me, very, very quickly, because I don't like talking about myself. This will be recorded, so you can see the screens there. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and email marketing has been for 10 years. I'm a Shopify partner and WooCommerce specialist, and I also work with MailChimp and Klaviyo. Now, let's get stuck in. This is what we're really here for. I'm really excited about. Why is internal search in e-commerce important? And one of the best things that we can do is start with a quote. This quote is from the Baymard Institute, and it'll be linked in the show notes. So users are becoming more and more accustomed to robust features of major web and social media search engines. I know this personally, you'll know this when you go on a website and you input something in the search, you want to get a fast, accurate result. And we're used to this uncanny ability to intelligently interpret and yield relevant results to complex search queries and expectations that users can carry over into e-commerce search. So why is that important? Something I've personally come across time and time again over the last 20 years is that search is just an afterthought. Product search is just, it's thrown in. We've built this wonderful, beautiful website. We've got our products in, and it's just considered necessary, nothing more than a revenue channel. And that is a massive mistake, because if you're going to do that and have that attitude to search, you may have some of the best products and some of the nicest looking websites around, but if people can't find what they're looking for, they're not going to purchase from it. And that's where DoFinder comes in. So you need a powerful e-commerce search engine that you could query your database quickly and provide you, most importantly, with the most relevant and accurate results so that your customers can purchase. So, and a side benefit of that as well, and this is what's phenomenal about DoFinder, that helps you cut down on customer service queries as well, offering relevant suggestions, offering visuals of products and getting the results to them. And in fact, DoFinder claims, and I would estimate and have data to back up, it does depend on the site, but they can do this and they can exceed it, and they can help boost your sales by 20%. And it's a phenomenal thing to see, because you don't get these customer service calls, messages, instant emails coming through going, do you have this product? Because if you do, DoFinder finds it. It's absolutely phenomenal. So what's wrong with WooCommerce search? Now, we've got DoFinder being a cross-platform service, but we're focusing on WooCommerce today. Now, WooCommerce, unfortunately, for it is based on WordPress. And WordPress, the most incredible, amazing thing that it is, yes, I'm biased, but it has a terrible search engine, absolutely terrible. And this is the problem with it. So WooCommerce is using the normal WordPress database. They have their own tables. They're working on trying to improve this. But again, it's basic. There's no expression matching, or there's no product suggestions. Results can be very slow, particularly for larger stores. Normally, if you start going over 4,000 products on a WooCommerce store, or even up to, if you can get up to 10,000, don't expect much from any of the normal basic search that's built in. There are plugins out there that can do inverted table searches, but even they have their limits. And if you're running on a cheap shared hosting or a not very powerful cloud hosted server, you're going to run into even more issues there. The amount of resources that are needed and required to run a good search. It can slow down your website as well, depending on how your website is built. Results can be unreliable, and the basic search can't handle misspellings, which is a really common thing as well, particularly if you have international users on your site and they're not speaking your language. Then you're going to need to rely on a smart search engine that can look for these synonyms, these inaccuracies, and these misspellings. So DoFinder to the rescue. The great thing about it as well, DoFinder is not going to affect your speed or bloating or anything like that at all. It's all handled off-site. It uses an algorithm that's constantly learning and offering the most relevant results from any other search engine and predicting, suggesting, and auto-completing those searches. And it does it at lightning fast speed. Now, I'll talk about a little bit more towards the end of the presentation. They have a new layer that's out, and we'll talk about layers a little bit later on. That is really exciting and it's super fast. But what is ready here and we're going to look at is the classic layer 7 we'll look at later. It's phenomenal. There's a demo site you can check out on the DoFinder website. There's links on there to go and see how fast this thing is, and it's absolutely stunning. So let's look at some of the key features that helps take WooCommerce to the next level. So we've got autocomplete search with real-time results. So they start playing as soon as you start typing. These results will start appearing in the DoFinder search bar, and I'm going to show you some screenshots of some of my client examples later on. We've got smart search for accurate results, and we've got faceted navigation. So it will pull in, depending on what data you have in your WooCommerce website, it will pull in categories, tags, custom attributes, and use those as filterable options within your search to get fine-tuned results even more. Personalized results. So DoFinder's AI lets you offer personalized search results to each customer. You can also manually, and we'll get to this later with merchandising. You can do image search. So if you have a mobile phone, this is a really cool thing. You can upload images from a mobile phone and search for those. Voice search, a feature that in the new layer will be available in desktop search as well, which is pretty awesome. But voice search on a mobile is great, and it's responsive and it's fast. Geolocation optimization, so search results based on where your shoppers are searching from. Merchandising, one of my favorite features. It's a term on the DoFinder website, and I love it. So it's 3 sort of main areas where you can do boosting of products to show specifically the customers that you want, maybe at a seasonal time of year. So in search results, you can ensure products that you want to sell are appearing up there. You can do banners. So say, for example, it's Valentine's or it's Christmas or it's Halloween or it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You can do any types of banner advertisements and inject those into the search engine to promote certain products whenever customers are searching for particular terms. So that's a lot, and that's not even everything. It's great. DoFinder Setup. Now, this is where we're going to get a little bit more technical. I'm assuming there'll be different people here with maybe 0 experience of DoFinder, or they've heard a little bit about it, but I'm going to walk you through how you do this. Now, DoFinder says you can set it up with WooCommerce in 5 minutes. You can do it in less. It's brilliant. So here we go. So DoFinder offers 2 processes for it. I'm going to focus on one of these. So that you've got the onboarding from the main DoFinder website. The great thing about this is if you're not sure about DoFinder, whenever you sign up, you have a 30-day free trial to experience it and go through everything. But what's also brilliant about it is that whenever you set up DoFinder, the trial doesn't activate straight away. You can do a little bit of setup, and then there's a little button where you can click to activate my trial. So if you want to start this tonight afterwards and then complete the setup tomorrow, you can do that, and then away you go. And then the second option is a setup wizard from within the WooCommerce plugin. So what I'm going to show you is the first option again, which is onboarding from the main DoFinder website. And one of the things that you will need to do whenever you're in your WordPress website is search from the add plugins, or you can upload it via a zip file for the WooCommerce DoFinder plugin and add it in, because we're going to have to copy some settings across. So this is our first stage of our onboarding that you come across whenever you set up your DoFinder account. You give the name of your search engine. So I normally, for my clients, will give that the name of their website, and then you enter the website URL. The next one will be choosing your platform, and it'll be WooCommerce. And again, you get a nice prompt and a reminder of the WooCommerce plugin that you need to install. There's a link there, as you can see, and there's also a link to a support article to take you through it. And you can choose your sector. I just leave it as others whenever I'm doing initial setup, but you can change that later on in your settings. So it's important as well that before you go on to the next stage, that you do have the plugin downloaded and installed and activated on your WordPress website. I would say as well that there is an onboarding process. That was the other option, but I would just not, for the sake of this, I would just not do it this way. I would do it the way I'm showing you, because it's a lot easier just to copy and paste these settings over and make sure everything matches up exactly and works smoothly. Choose your language, and then you get your API key, your API host, and all your other endpoints. And this data, you just copy and paste across into the relevant settings within WooCommerce. It's very simple. Everything matches up. So I'm just going to flick back a slide just so I can show you that one more time. So you've got your API key, your host, and all the data within here, and the layer snippet. The layer snippet is what you will customize later on. I'm just going to forward on, and this it can go in here. So all of this data matches up, and there's a little button down underneath you can't see on my screen that you save and you continue. And then you go back. This is the exciting thing. So you'll be back in your DoFinder onboarding process, and we get to set up our layer and see how everything looks. And this setup, again, it's for non-tech users. It's so simple and easy and straightforward to set up. We've got a URL for our website and our platform ready in there, and we're choosing now our layer. So it'll give you a preview of your website that you are working on. This is a real life website. It's one of my client websites. And we can choose our layer type. So DoFinder has so many layer types. You can look this up on their website. I've got links in the notes as well. You've got a live layer as well, which is the new layer. If that doesn't show in your DoFinder account whenever you're setting it up, you just need to reach out to the support team and they'll enable it for you. You've got the classic layout, full screen layouts. The layout that I'm working with here is a classic layout. You've got compact, mobile, embedded layout, suggestion layouts, native search, custom search, and there's much more details in the DoFinder website of what all of those are, and some of those layouts actually work well together. So what you'll then do is we've got over here, choose our search box. So you'll find the search box on your website. Hopefully, if you've designed it well, it is up at the top somewhere, either in the middle of your website or the top right, and you click on it and it will identify it for you. And then you have a whole host of options that you can set down here for display options, displaying facets, the position, will it fit, full screen, 100%, will it set at the default, I think it's about 60%. And the plugins option, which is down here, is whenever you're in the trial, you get to activate other things like search history and elements like those there as well. And you've got very simple options here as well. So if you want to, you can go and check this out now. If you're finding me boring, which I hope you're not, you're finding me very engaging, you can check this on catherinecallahan.co.uk. Go visit her website and you can start seeing how these live layers, are the classic layer 7 works. And the facets that we have in there, they're just not showing in this screenshot. And the grid layouts, the instant results that are brought forward there. So that was in a quick aside. Almost the final step now that you have, and this is the most important, that I cannot stress this enough, particularly if you're not very technical. And this is what's really, 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 really important. So if I go into, let me see the next slide here. Okay. So we've got endpoints. So DoFinder will set up this top endpoint, which is /order-received. It's sort of a default endpoint for WooCommerce. And that's true. So unless in WooCommerce, and if you're not familiar with this, then that's great. Don't touch it. You can set custom endpoints in WooCommerce for different pages in your website. But one thing that I would do, and make sure you do this, because this is the most important thing that you can do in order to see your conversions work within DoFinder. I would set up order received, and then again, DoFinder has a little learn more link up here, which will help you do this. A URL fragment with these wildcards, because basically whenever somebody completes an order, it will have its own unique order ID and order number, and you'll need that data to pull in through. And I just enable both of those just to make sure that DoFinder catches every conversion, because this is now where the magic happens. We've set everything up. We've done it in 5 minutes or less. And now we get to look at some real world stats. So what is DoFinder doing for these websites now that it's been enabled? So some conversion rates by countries to look at and paint some pictures. So again, I've got the source in the show notes. This is from a company called, our website research company called Smart Insights. So I'm in the United Kingdom, so I'm going to be working off those numbers of 1.88%, which is just in and around here in the middle. You can look at some of the other countries there, and United States actually I thought would have been a lot higher, 1.96, but it's Germany's leading the way so far in these stats. So this is a packaging company, and these are stats over 90 days with DoFinder, and I've gone for a couple of different industries. So they've got a click-through rate, which is absolutely stunning, of 33.8%, which is absolutely phenomenal. That is basic. That's great. I mean, the products that people are searching for, looking for, they're finding them, and the conversion rate is 0.03 below the stats that we're looking at before, which is nothing, and that's just over this this time period here. So we're getting a 1.5% conversion rate. So we're getting these these sales through from DoFinder because people are finding products and searching the ones. Great, I've got it, clicking through, off and buying. And we're going to see how DoFinder, because it's awesome and it's magical, connects directly into Google Analytics, and we'll dig into some data with that later on. I'm going to show you, this is the artist website. So Catherine Callahan, which we were setting up earlier on with the layer. This is her data, and it's based over an 11-day period. And again, a click-through rate of 28.8%, which is just phenomenal. But look at that conversion rate, 11.8%. So we were looking at a good conversion rate there over a period of time of I think it was 1.88. 11.8. That's pretty impressive, and we're going to look what 11.8. That doesn't sound a lot for e-commerce. Yes, it is, and that translates into thousands of pounds, which we'll see later on. And one of the great things about this, and both of these examples that I've shown so far, I like to tease you. The Google Analytics money results are coming later on, but whenever DoFinder's installed, the results, in my experience so far for all the clients I've worked with, have been almost instantaneous. We've had conversions and search results, sometimes within 24 hours, sometimes within 72 hours, but it's always been within the first week that we've had, and normally, as I say, between 24 to 72 hours, real world conversions and sales as a result of people finding products. But that's not just what DoFinder does. It helps provide you with opportunities. Where can you increase your sales? Where can you see gaps in your website where it's maybe not performing well in terms of people finding products? Or maybe, depending on what your industry is, are your site visitors looking for products that you don't sell and you never thought of selling before, but maybe, oh, I should be selling this. So let's look at some real world data. This is the packaging and labeling company. So this is looking at a data period over 15 days. And within your WooCommerce, or sorry, not your WooCommerce, your DoFinder dashboard, you've got this wonderful set of results underneath. And we've got top searches, top clicked, top opportunities, and no results. So top searches, fairly self-explanatory. These are the things that people are searching for the most, and you can navigate through those. And so you're looking for popular products there. Top click, so whenever they actually see the product, they click through. That's your click-throughs. Your top opportunities, so that's people searching for something that it's producing a partial result, or a result that's there, but it's maybe not quite right. So that would be where you might want to look at. And I've got a live example later of synonyms. A great example of Guinness. So if any of you, I'm Northern Irish, so being Irish, we do like our Guinness, and conveniently that comes up as an example later on. No results, this is a big one. So no results are where people have searched for something on your website and they have not been able to find the product that they are looking for. Now, yes, that may be a product that you don't sell and you have no intentions of selling, that's fine. But highly likely, these are going to be opportunities for you to look at products that you could sell and increase your sales. The great thing as well, if you've noticed, there's a little download button over each of these. You can export this data as well and analyze it off the DoFinder website as well to break this down and look at it however you wish to do it. If you want to get super savvy, you can bring it into Google Data Studio as well and make it into nice pretty graphs. Artists, so again, these are just real world results and opportunities previous to the last website, and you can see the different terms and everything that comes up. Now, actually, their no result is higher. It's about 0.6% higher. And what was great about this client, you can see the Guinness down here. And we do actually, on this client, sell pictures of Guinness, but we don't call it Guinness. We call it the black stuff, which is another name for it over in Ireland. It's a very famous name for it. But we don't call it actually Guinness itself for marketing and advertising reasons. But we can use synonyms within search and DoFinder for people who are looking for Guinness to actually find these products. So previously, when it was very first initially set up, we were finding, oh, there's no results. But if you go to catherinecallahan.co.uk now and search for Guinness, or you try and misspell it, or look at the black stuff, you'll find it, because we've set up DoFinder to pick those up, which is excellent. And you can see as well, so I'm just going to go back a slide to explain this. Top opportunities, as I was mentioning in the previous example, and that's for sort of partial results or results that DoFinder is using its AI and suggesting this is a product that we think you're looking for. So chances are this is the brilliant thing, misspellings. So somebody said butterly, so are they looking for butterfly? Yes, they were. So we now have an example. There you go. The first 5 products there, butterfly. DoFinder doing what it does best. Straight away looking at misspellings and going, look, butterflies. It's brilliant. It just works. Now, this is the example of the back end of DoFinder where you can go into your settings and look at synonyms. So we have Guinness down there, the black stuff, and Guinness with 2 N's, which is not how you spell it. There's only 1 N in Guinness. But all of those results, whenever people search, will now find the black stuff product, whereas previously before it didn't. But now when you type in Guinness, even if it's spelled incorrectly, DoFinder produces the product, which WooCommerce will not do on its own with basic search. It just can't do it. So there's potential sales that have been lost out just by using WooCommerce's basic search. But if you have DoFinder, there's your sales instantly. So yes, it could boost your sales by 20%, but in this website, it has boosted them by more. So, and this is where we get a little bit geeky and a little bit more exciting for me. I love data. For any of you data analysts that may be out there, you can do some advanced configuration with DoFinder. DoFinder is designed for initially no code. The barrier to entry is very, very, very low, but you can take DoFinder to whole other levels if you can code. But one of the things again that it does that is so good is that it connects straight into Google Analytics without any additional configuration. It just works. Now, in order to do that, there's a couple of little queries that you may have to run, and I'm going to show you these. So if I bring in my next slide, one of the things, and again, this documentation is within DoFinder website as well. It's under configuring DoFinder and Google Analytics, a very well titled post. It says what it does. And I've got the instructions on there. It's done in 5 easy steps. Now, if you're using a WordPress website, the bonus would be in there. You should have the query parameter S, first of all, just in case for any reason you have a search box somewhere that you haven't connected into your DoFinder, at least then that it will be tracking your query. But the query that you should be putting into, and if you want just the one query into Google Analytics to track site search, is just the word query. That's all you have to put in, and off you go. And what does that look like? Because you're sitting there going, oh, well, here we go. So this is the artist. So after 15 days, DoFinder produces 2 event types by default in Google Analytics. Searches and clicks. Fairly obvious. So the event would be if somebody is searching for a product, and then clicks if people actually click through on. But they all fall under the main category of DoFinder. And whenever I'm working with my clients and my data and keeping things simple and explaining it through with them, That's the category that we focus on, the main category of DoFinder. So this is a real world example. 15 days after putting this in, we can look at the data and cross-referencing the DoFinder events with transactions on the website. So after 15 days, this is what DoFinder did. 54 visits to the website as a result of DoFinder. Revenue of £2,364.80. Not bad at all. Over 8 transactions, average order value AOV of 295.60, an e-commerce conversion rate of 14.81%. That's insane at anybody's data. If you're looking for a general rule of thumb across e-commerce, you're looking for a nice blanket conversion rate. A really good one is around 3%. That's 3% for most websites. If you want a benchmark, it depends on the industry, but 3% is sort of a safe mark to go for. That's nearly 5 times that, and a per session value of 43.79, and that's really, really, really exciting. So DoFinder is most definitely helping bring those products to the fore. So I'm now going to talk a little bit about the new live layer. So the new live layer, I'm going to bring this up now. This is kind of the best way to describe this is DoFinder on steroids. DoFinder's even faster somehow, but they got it even faster where as soon as you start typing, the results are there. You've got your facets on the left-hand side, popular products and recommended products. So you can drill down and look immediately in 3 different areas. But you can customize it and take it even further. And you've got your suggestions down underneath there, your categories on the left, a pricing slider as well to filter your products even further within the searches, and then the resultant products below. Popular searches will make your life easier for customers and show them the most common searches. You've got recommended products, as I said there, that will display the most clicked products to your customers before even starting the search. So whenever you open up the search box, you've got recommended products there already. Search suggestions, so based on your product catalog and the learning within your website, searches are going to be suggested as users type. So there you go, you get those personalized, relevant search results, something that you don't get in the basic WooCommerce search. Speed, as I said before, better response times. It's almost instantaneous. Intelligent, and the AI behind it, and we're so used to hearing this term AI now and data-driven AI, and it really is. It just shows more relevant results. There is no AI in WooCommerce, so it can't show you relevant results. It's a shot in the dark, or some poor person manually trying to think what you might like. But that's not how it works. We can't unfortunately beat AI whenever it comes to this and recommended products. And again, one of the most exciting features that is it's now incorporating voice search. So you've got voice search on desktop and not just on the mobile there, and that is really exciting as well. And there's a blog announcement on the DoFinder website about this where you can check it out and read more. And that is sort of I got very excited there. I read my slide without even reading my slide. There you go. That was the results. But this is the thing that I want to finish with before we chat with Victor and take some questions. Is something that DoFinder doesn't tell you, and they really should. DoFinder's support is second to none. If I've ever run into a problem or an issue, I've said, can you do this for me? Can you help? The support has been instantaneous, literally. I'm not having to wait very long at all. And the only time I'm having to wait is if I give them something really complex to go away and look at. And then they always come back with an answer. And it's been brilliant. They go above and beyond. And that's half the thing. It's fantastic having a brilliant product. But if you're not quite sure how to use it, you need a little bit of support. If they're not there for you, then it doesn't matter how good the product is. But DoFinder is. And the support is phenomenal. And it is definitely one of their unsung features. So thank you very much for watching. I tried to do that in 30 minutes. I think I did just bring it in 30 minutes. So you can connect with me there on those. And Victor, I'm not sure, would you like me to leave that screen on, or I'm happy to close that screen and turn it off?
Yeah, you can stop sharing if you want, so that people can see our beautiful faces.
There we go.
So yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Simon. It's been brilliant. I think you've said it all, and I am personally very very proud of our support team. They are amazing.
That's phenomenal.
All of our team. So if you have any problems, I'm certain that they are going to help you super fast. So we do have some questions that have been popping out. Let's start from the beginning. The first one is, how many products do I need to have to take advantage of a search solution like DoFinder?
Well, some of the stores that I work with have thousands. Some only have hundreds. It depends on sort of whenever you're looking, DoFinder has a pricing page, and it breaks down the requests per month, and that's based on what features you're using, the number of products that you have. But to be honest with you, I would say anything from 500 probably products, maybe even less, for a WooCommerce store. And you should be looking most definitely at DoFinder. But I think you could definitely start at less than 500 products, to be perfectly honest with you. It just depends how complex your products are as well, and the data. I mean, it starts working out of the box. It doesn't slow down at all. That's the thing. So if you have 10,000 products, it's no slower than if you have 10 products. Certainly in my experience, anyway. So the best thing that I can do, it sounds salesy, but it's true. I mean, it's what I do it with my clients, is that look, we'll install it for 30 days and see if you like it, and if you feel that it works. And I know it will from a technical perspective, because WooCommerce doesn't like anything over 500 products at all, really, for search. But as I say, I think you could do it for, even if you've less, than 500 products. You definitely should be looking at this.
Absolutely. From our end, we have seen great results even for people with less than 100 products. It all depends on how deep do they go, because maybe you have only 100 products, but you have 5, 6, 10 variations over those products. So the great thing is that if you search, for example, for black trainers or black shoes, the AI is automatically going to filter by color black. So it's only going to show you black products and those variations, which I think is brilliant. And so yeah, if you have less than 500 products or less than 100 products, you don't lose anything by going ahead, installing it, seeing if it works for you, and if it doesn't, just uninstalling it is even faster than 5 minutes. I can promise you that. Next question. Is DoFinder expensive for small e-commerce stores?
Again, it's going to sound biased, but no, it's really not. I mean, I've looked at other solutions before, but settled on DoFinder for the balance of everything that it has. I think you cannot, again, from the real world examples that I've shown you an experience personally, DoFinder pays for itself within 30 days. It really does. It's not expensive at all. And obviously it depends on your definition of small e-commerce stores, but no. And not only that, it will increase and boost your sales, but on top of that, it will help identify marketing opportunities that you maybe were not aware of before. So no, it's most definitely an affordable and inexpensive. Sorry,
I can't answer this question because I am a bit biased here. So people is not going to believe what I say. But
I don't pay the bills. It's my clients that pay the bills, but they're more than happy.
Next question. I think this one is really, really interesting. Do the misspelling correction work for any language? Does it work for any? Have you worked with multilingual websites and for your clients?
Yeah, we had one which worked with Weglot so it was we had a German, but yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, to clarify, if you're still at the Weglot is a WordPress translation plugin. It's one of the better ones that converts into search. So it does. You just have to make sure you have everything set up properly. But no, the misspellings does work with both. Sorry, sometimes I have you should know what Weglot is. Some people will never have heard of it. There's Polylang, there's others, but Weglot's a good one.
Yeah, you just have to set up different search engines inside your DoFinder account,
Yeah.
and the machine learning takes care of everything from there.
And that's the thing where, as well, I mean, you can have, whenever you're in your account, you can have the multiple search engines, so that ties in with your pricing and your requests. So whenever you're making a decision, you'd look up it. I mean, you can have as well multiple search. They don't have to be multilingual search engines either. You can have multiple search engines with the same language within it.
Yep. Yeah, you can do whatever you want with your account. That's the good part.
It's just it's great.
And I think this is the last question. If you guys have any other questions, just let us know in the question tab. Last, how much does the live layer cost? Nothing. It's free if you have DoFinder.
No extra cost, which kind of blew me away. I was like, awesome.
Yeah, that's the good part about SaaS business, is that you always have the latest version of DoFinder. You're always up to date, and we make sure that it simply works. We have a really good support team, like Simon said, making sure that everything works.
No, it's superb.
If you have any other questions, guys,
no, it's the time.
Yeah, it's the time. 30 seconds. I think we're going to be wrapping this up because we are not seeing any other questions popping up.
It's late at night for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's late at night, or early in the morning, maybe, depending on where you are. It's been a huge pleasure. Thank you so much, Simon, for being here tonight. We have to do this more often.
More than happily, and particularly whenever we can start digging into live layer as well, and the things that we can do with that, and that would be a very exciting thing. I wish there was a couple of things I wanted to do and show you, potentially mobile stuff, but the thought of doing that live and the technology from my side would have been terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, even if it always works, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
So,
no, 100%. I would love to come back. Thank you very much.
Sure. I mean, we're very happy. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining us. And thank you so much again, Simon. Have a good evening, night.
Yes, you too.
Bye.
Bye.